Hi everyone, my name is Louis Lin and I'm the CEO of ViaMaven. We make performance feedback software. If you're absolutely dreading the self-evaluation, I can't blame you. It's such a hard exercise and the consequences are so momentous. But rest assured, I've got 6 easy steps to help you make your way through that self-evaluation. So away we go. Step number 1, figure out the criteria in which you'll be judged. It might differ from company to company. At some companies, you might be evaluated based off of your business goals. You might be evaluated based off your job responsibilities, company values, or a combination of those 3. But figure out what those are so that you don't list any accomplishments that your boss doesn't care about. Step number 2, brainstorm, and you can use bullet points if you'd like. This is the really hard part. I can barely remember what happened in the last 48 hours, let alone last week. But you, on the other hand, for your self-evaluation, you have to remember what happened at the beginning of the year. But this is not the chance to skimp. You got to push. Make sure you get every single notable accomplishment out there because this information is going to go into your permanent record. You want to make sure that you set the record straight. Step number 3, after you've come up with that initial set of bullet points, you've got to add additional details to it. If you think about the self-evaluation, this is your chance to provide evidence as to why you deserve a certain performance rating. And evidence is best served when it's detailed. And so rather than say something generic like, hey, I met my sales target, be very quantitative. Say, I exceeded my sales target by 37%. I ranked number 1 out of the Western sales region out of 75 representatives. And at the end of the year, I got a trip to Hawaii as a result of my high ranking. If you don't have quantitative statements, perhaps maybe you're working on projects that haven't been realized yet, you could estimate the quantified impact by doing a quick back of the envelope calculation. And the last thing to mention is be absolutely specific with names of people, places, and locations. Rather than just say, hey, I made a sales presentation, be super specific and say, I presented the Acme product roadmap to 2,500 attendees at the sales conference in Miami. The next tip for you is, even though I said you can be detailed, you don't have a license to be wordy, and you can be detailed without being wordy. I'll give you a quick example. A lot of people, when they introduce themselves, they like to do one of those humble bragging type things. They would say things like, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Louis. I went to a prestigious liberal arts college in the New England area. When you hear something like that, it's a little bit wordy, but it's absolutely mysterious. Which liberal arts college in New England? Is it Harvard? Is it Yale? Is it Brown or Boston U? And what kind of liberal arts degree? History, political science. We have no idea. And so rather than keep the reader or the listener guessing, just spit it out. Instead, say something super specific and super precise like this. My name is Louis. I went to Harvard. I got a degree in economics. You see how much more precise and specific that is versus the more general and the generic and vague statement previously. The next thing that you want to do is once you've detailed all of these accomplishments and made it as precise as possible, is that you want to categorize each one of these accomplishments. And you want to categorize them in buckets that your boss appreciates. Maybe your boss appreciates if it was categorized under business goals or your job responsibilities or your values. If it's values, for example, at Amazon, one of the key values is invent and simplify. You might want to put all the relevant accomplishments that are relating to you inventing something new under that invent and simplify bucket. And then the final tip for you is this: share that document as widely as possible. Obviously, you want to share it with your boss, but you might also want to share it with the HR team, your boss's boss, or your boss's peers. Why? Every single person who might have influence in terms of your ultimate performance rating, you want them to be, number 1, aware of your accomplishments, and number 2, be able to talk about your accomplishments to other people that they might have to influence to get you the performance rating that you deserve.